First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Krokadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and rule well. Peace and salutations to the chosen, the elect. All right, this is the GMS Atlanta account. Okay, younger bros, we out here again, you know, preaching the downfall of this kingdom. All right, and also preaching, you know, the kingdom of the gospel to the true Hebrew Israelites, man. That's who we are. We are the Hebrew Israelites. All right, we're not no ish. Okay, we're not Negroes. Okay, we're not, we so-called Negroes. I mean, you can identify as that, but we're not these proverbs and bywords that, you know, we're notified on earth, man. Okay, so, you know, there's a lot going on, okay, in 2026, man, jumping out, you know. The month is not even over with, and here we are, you know, Babylon the Great is already, you know, doing mass destruction, man, okay? How you gonna go somewhere and snatch up somebody's leader, man? All right? And then you did it illegally, okay? This is the only nation of people, you know, who have laws set up and don't abide by their own laws, man. But that's okay, because the Heavenly Father, you know, he got something prescribed for you Edomites, man, and you heathens, okay? So let's go ahead and grab Isaiah 18:1. You got something? Okay.
Revelation 18:1 or Isaiah?
Oh, yeah, you got it out there. I got 18. Go ahead.
That Revelation.
Come. It's from the top.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Right. And that angel, you know, it only means messenger, man. And this is John the Revelator, okay? You know, had a bunch of visions revealed by Yahweh Shah to him, okay? And this is a future prophecy, and this is not talking about ancient Babylon, okay? This is talking about, you know, Babylon the Great, all right? The great horse, all right? Go ahead and read it one more time.
Rereading verse 1. After these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory.
Right. And that only means messenger. And he's given John the Revelator a message for us today. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
Verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils.
Right, and that's the death and destruction that's going to come and take place, you know, in Babylon. All right, let's get Zechariah 2:8.
Yeah.
And you still all right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you.
Right. And this is why Babylon the Great is going to fall, man. All right. We've been in captivity after captivity after captivity. And this is the last captivity that we're going to be in. All right. We didn't already had our chastisement and our butt whipping from the Heavenly Father. But you nations, man, okay, you heathens, all right? And especially you Edomites, okay? Y'all got a lot to pay for it, man. Slavery and captivity, that's not no small things. It doesn't matter if you take, you know, out of the monuments and out of the things out of the museums. That's what the prophets are here for, all right? This is why you have prophets on the highways and byways to let our people know, and these heathens are judgment, man. Okay, because 2/3 of our people who don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord are going to get the same judgment as these heathens. Read that one more time.
Reread verse 8, the book of Zechariah, chapter 2. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you.
Right. And that's what these heathens has always done, man. No one care about you, Jake. All right? Y'all always want to, you know, when it's something that the Heavenly Father has for you, you want to give it away as if it's not for you to these heathens, man. Okay? They don't care nothing about you. And look at what's going on right now, okay? You're losing your jobs, okay? Food is expensive as shit. You got to figure out if you're going to eat, pay your bills, put gas in the car, okay? You know, you out here catching hell and all Jake can think about is, you know, saving everybody. Okay? Let me get Jeremiah 15:5, if you don't mind. All right? Because, you know, we the only people, you know, on earth, man, that don't have anything. You got these other nations, they have military might, all right? They have a country to go to. You see? They have a culture. They have morals. You don't see they women out of order. Okay? All of these things, you know, these heathens and these Edomites, man, they glory to see us in these conditions. Okay?
This Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
Right.
Or who,
No, go ahead.
or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Right. And that goes to show you, matter of fact, I know you holding Lamentations 2 and 15. Let's get First Maccabees, if you don't mind, 2 and 10. Yeah, no one's coming to see about our plight, man. All right? They can care less about what happened to Jake. They don't care if we get shot down in the street. All right? They don't care if we get kicked out of our home. You know? And then when they, you know, when we on these in these corporations at these slave plantations, man, they like to see us on the bottom. You know?
If I can say,
Go
bro,
ahead.
you see how the situation changed when one of them gets shot by ICE.
Mhm.
Now the Democrats, they want to stop ICE, but the ICE been shooting down and stapling people up to planes and leave them out in the middle of oceans.
Right.
But when it's a sweet white woman that gets shot, also it's an uproar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now it's
You-
time. What did he say? He said, get the fuck out of our city.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, you didn't say that. You didn't
Right.
say that when ICE was running through these cities. They was running through
Chicago.
Charlotte. They was running Chicago. They was running through New Orleans and parts of Mississippi.
Yep.
You didn't say that then. Now you want to say it.
Yep. And here in Atlanta too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, man, Esau, Edom, and these heathen nations, man, y'all gonna get that judgment too, all right? And that time is coming. I mean,
sir.
we see it through the spirit, man. These prophecies, they're popping out the pages, man. Habakkuk 2 and 5, all right? This devil can't keep himself at the house. He's still talking about other hoods he about to hood up. He's like, I'm getting your country. And you're like, you don't need it. I'm gonna take your country.
Yup.
This devil here is on, he on the road, man.
Yeah, he's the ultimate game banger. He's
Right.
claiming hoods and sets, claiming we want Greenland.
Yeah.
He already got Venezuela.
Right.
You know, he's the ultimate game banger, man. That's
Right.
where you Crips and Bloods learned from the so-called white man.
Yep. As a matter of fact, while we on that, let's get Exodus 21 and 16, if you don't mind. Yeah, cause man, you know there's a judgment for that, man. And this devil, one of the ultimate sins he can done was to put his hands on his people, man. To touch the apple of his eye,
Yep.
which are the Israelites, man. And that's judgment for that as well.
This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death.
What you think gonna happen, man, when Yahweh shall return, man? That's why this place is gonna get burnt down, man. Just like the flood, okay? This is gonna be that lake of fire, that second death, okay? And Esau Edom, you know, he really think he gonna escape, man. You know, this dude is showing his you know, his true colors, man. You got it? Go ahead.
This is First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, what nation hath not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Right. So although, you know, we see Esau Edom, you know, running the show with this corporation in America, but China, you know, they benefiting off of us,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
All of these other nations.
Oh, yeah.
That's why everything's made in Taiwan and China and all of these other various heathen countries, man. They benefit off of. You got the Arabs out over there, Ishmael. He over there kicking it in Dubai. You know, he have you Jake women going over there kissing and shitting on you over you know a few dollars.
Yep.
Okay, so all of these nations, man, they play a part, you know, in our captivity, man.
Yep.
So none of y'all gonna get away, man. You know, that's Jeremiah 30:16. We don't have to get it, but you know, overall, all you heathens going into captivity, man.
Yup.
I got it.
Go ahead.
This morning, Jeremiah 15. too.
Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 6. Thou hast forsaken me, saith the Lord. Thou art going backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting.
Right.
Yeah, just to add to the brother's point, you know, that's basically a verse to add to the word degenerate, man. Our people are degenerates.
Mhm.
All right, our people are getting worse and worse as time goes on. All right, more and more wicked, more and more evil, more and more stupid, more and more folly.
Right.
Men, women, and children. It's getting worse and worse, and that lets you know that, man, when you see the product doing what we're doing, man, we're spiritually calling out for help.
Right.
We're calling out to our Lord. We're letting our people know that, man, we need salvation, man. We need saving from this danger that we're in the danger that's coming. As you mentioned with Jacob's trouble, you know.
Because there's no other way we're getting out of this, man. This, you know, times that's coming ahead, it's gonna get worse and worse, man. You know, and Esau, he putting the squeeze on everybody, man. It's not just these other countries. You know, it feel like the weight been lifted because he over here, you know, attacking Venezuela and going after the other countries. But Jake, he ain't done with you. You know, it just looked like that.
No, that was it. That was
Okay.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
Right. And they celebrate again when they see us, man. They love to see Jake on the news, okay? Acting the fool, you know, pants and shit sagging. All right. Kids can't, you know, pronounce their alphabet, but know every song of 50 Cent. You know, they love to see us in this mindset, man, in this state of mind, okay? But that, you know, but these heathens, you know, they're gonna get that same judgment, man. These, that's Deuteronomy 30:7.
Yup.
Okay, so you know when these curses are lifted off of us, which we about to get into in Revelation, the 18th chapter. All right, these curses gonna fall upon you, man. You see? You got some more on that? Yeah, go ahead.
Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty and the joy of the whole earth?
Right, because that was a point of time when we were ruling, man. Because we're people before it's a place. All right. We when you hear the word Jerusalem, the daughter, it's talking about the people, man.
Exactly.
You see? And it's asking, hey, is these the Israelites? You know, the one that was ruling, the chosen people? Okay, they know who our power is, man. That's why these other nations don't give a shit about a fucking Jesus Christ, man.
No.
They just want us to keep our mind on that. They understand when we call on our true power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, they in trouble, man. And you wicked niggas, man. Y'all, you know, I did video on y'all, but still, man, y'all in a delusional mind state that's gonna get y'all put to death.
Right.
You see? You got something?
No, I was saying because even when we came out of Egypt, these other nations knew about the power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, how he delivered the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt and from Pharaoh, even Rahab. But now we've been reduced to niggas and spits, wetbacks, coons, horse monkeys. That's due to the curses, man. But soon enough, the remnant is going, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, going to overcome that and going to be on the top.
Right.
Con.
Go ahead.
I just finished this up for you.
Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I got something.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is Judith, chapter 5.
Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep, Judith, chapter 5, verse 18. Starting at verse 18, it reads, "But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives in a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their power and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in a hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Right.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. And this is going into, you know, that Revelation, the 11th chapter, with them having great fear, man, by us through this awakening. Okay? These other nations are fearful, man. This is why, you know, Trump and these Edomites, you know, they in a rush of trying to push that NWO, man. They understand that our temptation has to come to, you know, to the elect. It's not gonna. We're gonna get that hour temptation, but we're gonna. Let's get that Revelation 3:10. I want to. Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, all of us going to be tried, even you Christians, man, who think, you know, you're going to escape this judgment, all right? We are going to have that hour of temptation with the beast, man.
Right. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience,
Right.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right. And go ahead.
It's like finishing on, it says, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Right. So everybody's going to be tried. That's also Revelation 13 and 16, man. He calls it the whole world, man.
Yep.
Whether you rich, poor, boy, girl, locked up or free bond, it doesn't matter, man. And you know, what is Jake doing? As you was reading earlier, Jake playing around. All right? Jake trying to get the bag. He's still trying to come up. All right? And those things are in vain, man. That's why you're never gonna get anywhere, man. Until y'all realize that y'all under these curses, and you have to come back to your power and repent, according to Acts 3 and 19. You know, and be ye converted. Hey, man, y'all gonna, you know, be destroyed, man, because them missiles coming.
For sure.
And that's what people don't understand.
Yep.
You know, and I'm praying and hoping that somebody push the button. You know, that East, you know, Babylon the Great pissed somebody off, man. To get this thing rolling. You know what I'm talking? Go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just did it like, go ahead.
Okay. Just to answer the brother's point with that, with that verse, Revelation 3 and 10, it mentioned that I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. The Lord is going to give us the spirit to resist this mark of the beast, which is the microchip implant. The Lord's going to give that spirit. So anyone you ask a question, oh, you know what the mark of the beast is, or they can know what it is, and say right now that they're not going to take it. It's easy.
Yeah.
What about you ain't been praying to Yahweh Shah Shah. You ain't been coming to camp. You ain't been studying. You know, you ain't been putting for a charity. The Lord can give you a spirit to take that shit, man, and that set you up to be put to death. It's that spiritual. All right, so these people out here, you know, you may know about it. That ain't gonna be enough, man. It's about, that's why it all boils down to being part of the elect, as Brother Harper on. The elect is guaranteed not gonna receive of it. In the next verse, let you know that goes exactly what you were saying. Like the brother mentioned about those missiles, because we know when those missiles are shot off in the midst of World War III, which is also prophesied, Yahweh Shah's coming back for the remnant, for the Israelites. Because the next verse says what? Revelation chapter 3, verse 11, and you got it. Okay. It reads, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Right. And that's Yahweh Shah going to return like a thief in the night, man. Because nobody is watching, man. That's that, what's that?
Matthew 25.
Habakkuk.
Oh.
Habakkuk.
Okay,
what's that, chapter 2? Right. And that's what the prophet should be doing is watching, man. And you other count, y'all ain't out there prophesying, man.
Right.
You know, there's a time and a place for everything, but every day it ain't about cutting up the white man. You know? You're not warning your people. Okay? Everybody worried about fringes, debates, rap battles.
Right.
All right? And here it is, you know, this man raging war against the saints, man. And that's when it's, you know, that's that Salakia second entrance, the 9th chapter, man. Jake is not going to get it until death by pain.
That's it.
You know? You see? You got anything else? All right, let's finish up on, I think we...
Revelation.
Yeah, Revelation 18. No, Zechariah. No, I think it was 30. Let's get Isaiah 34 and 8. Because in Revelation 18th chapter, you know, it says Babylon the Great has fallen. Okay? And we're going to get into how it's going to fall. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 34. I started verse 5. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. It reads, For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Right. And when you hear Idumea, it's talking about the people, Babylon the Great. All right, we understand Idumea, that's over there in the Holy Land, but it's a people too before it's a place. Spiritually. Right. Okay? So that death and destruction, okay, all of that wickedness, those sins that we're gonna get into that has reached up to heaven, that Esau, Edom been doing, because there's a lot of things we haven't seen, but a lot of stuff we catching now because you can put everything on video, but man, you got history of death and destruction. Mm-hmm. We just passed Thanksgiving, okay? When we bring up slavery, man, that was one of your biggest sins, man. You putting your eyes on the men of the Lord, okay? Mm-hmm. That's gonna get you jacked up, man, and that judgment there is in Joel the 3rd chapter. Go ahead.
That's like, if I can say, there's certain laws in the Bible concerning slavery, and there's certain laws where in the law, like Leviticus, if there's a Hebrew that owned another Hebrew, he works for you 6 years, and in 7 years he's off free.
Yeah.
All right. And it's certain laws where you can't do anything, but the scriptures say that the heathen have 40 afflictions. You did buck breaking. We know about you slave owners that perform these man-on-man acts. I'm gonna say it. All right, when you're slaves, committed adultery, the slave woman, the slave man, you had derbies, jokes, all these atrocities that happen. And here it is, you swear in the Bible. This Bible has nothing to do with you, man.
Right. Then add 250 years of free labor. Okay, man, you got a big tab to pay, man. And this is minuscule, compared to the things that you've done in totality and continuing to do, man. You just can't go and conquer and colonize somebody. I like your house, that's my house. I'm getting that. That's just how you speaking too, like you say, like a thug.
It's cool,
yeah, he don't care, man. And this dude pride is gonna bring him low, because the Most High did him right, man, when he made him. The Edomites, man, them some wicked ass people, dude. And if you talk to them, they'll act like, really nothing wrong, because as long as it benefit their nation, they really don't care, man. Mm-hmm. As long as we on the bottom and they somewhere in the middle on top, where they can look down on us, as we speaking about, even with these heathens, everything is fine. Yeah, they going to war with each other with their disagreements, but their main objective is to not let us rise, man, because they know what that means, okay? When we in rulership, y'all gonna get y'all ass whooped. You gonna get a righteous ass whooping, it's gonna be righteous, but, we're gonna be in them perfect bodies, Lord willing, we those men and women, okay? But y'all gonna be in the flesh and gonna get these same judgments that the scriptures have set out. Go ahead, bro.
I got a quick one. This is the book of Isaiah 14:21 in the NLT. Kill this man's children. Mm-hmm. Let them die because of their father's sins.
Right.
They must not rise and conquer the earth, filling the world with their cities. Kind of stating the point, right? The tab that the so-called white man has done, going inside all these countries. We're really dealing with the children of Israel, like you said earlier, the buck breaking, using all these devices to humble the children of Israel. You got to pay for that. All the hanging.
Yeah, feeding kids to alligators.
Yup. Got a thing. Yup. You got a thing called it's a pear. You put like this device inside the woman, and you just crank that shit open.
I saw that.
They put it. They put it in the man mouth or the rectum. You gotta pay for that, man.
Right.
And like you said, you can't forget about, it's not just Esau, Edom, it's Ishmael. You can't forget, a lot of you Jakes, you to be Muslims, you can't forget about the sub-Saharan slave trade where they castrated you and sent you to the Sahara, man.
Exactly.
Right. And that's Jake, man, want to get in these different philosophies, man.
Yeah.
Jake want to do everything these other nations do. You see the Chinese man, he want to rap Buddha shit with a Nike, a man with a fat ass stomach and stuff, tattooed on him. Jake want to be a part of everything except for what the Heavenly Father have set out for him to do, man.
We just saw that, last week? Everybody parading around and taking pictures of the monks.
On the monks.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah, now you got the camps. That's what you talking about, taking pictures, yeah. I mean, Jake just going out. Every time you look up, it's something new, man.
They trading the meal ticket for bullshit.
Right.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. Yep.
And now it's like they don't even like the sound doctrine anymore, man. Oh yeah, every week we switching something up. We at the end, okay? We're in the last few seconds. You know, Yahweh Shah about to return, and we know he's coming, man. Ain't no damn Jesus Christ coming to save everybody. That's a false balance, man. He's coming to do two things at one time: deliver and destroy, man.
Woo.
And we about to read it.
In that Revelation 18.
I can see on Isaiah 34.
Okay, go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord have a sacrifice in Bosra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Right, and that's talking about Babylon the Great, man. Okay, them Amalekites over there in the Holy Land, Ish. Okay, them little the baby caps. Okay, you know they saying they us, and we just somebody else. Okay, but they running from their true identity, which is Esau Edom, man. The Most High never called people, you know, whatever they calling themselves right now, Jewish. That's a what's the word that I'm looking for? That's
It's not even accurate.
No. I forgot the definition of it when you use the word ish. It's likened unto.
Pertaining to,
pertaining to,
They call someone childish. You acting like a child.
Right.
You're not a child.
Yeah, like they had that show Blackish.
Yeah.
It's like or pertaining to.
Right. And if I actually did a blue car come by and you say, nah, it was kind of bluish, that means it was. You see? But, you know, these sorceries, okay, they're being stripped, man. It's pseudoscience that Esau Edom has been putting on the eyes of the people, man. Even the heathens, they starting to see. Okay? You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 7. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made with fatness.
Right, and that's going into, you know, his technology, his technocracy. All right, the web, okay, the way this truth being spread out, doing the heavy lifting, okay? Because we didn't enter into other men's labors, you know, starting with our apostles, bishops, and elders on down, okay? You see? But when Yahweh shall return, all of this is getting destroyed, man. Okay? It's going to get burned up from the missiles and the chariots, okay? He's coming in the so-called UFOs, all right? And we can get that in, I'll just end it on this last precept since we're going to switch up. Let's get Isaiah 26 and 20. And we'll finish those two verses.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee.
Right. And that's the only way out of here, Jake, is up, man.
Woo.
You ain't no way you're going to get on the boat, okay, because World War III going to be going on, all right? The earth going to be shaking, okay? There's no escaping, man. You know, because Jake always got, man, I got a cool spot over here.
I'm going to do this.
Rick Ross.
Yeah, man, this solar power battery. Yeah, that ain't going to work, Jake. Revelation 6 say mountains gonna be moved out of this place. Okay, islands no more.
Yep.
You see, this is mass judgment throughout the planet Earth, man. And it's gonna be judged by that curse, which are the chariots, man. Those are the chariots of Israel. And you can read that in what's that? 2 Kings chapter 12.
Yeah.
You see?
Yep. I got a piece up for you.
Go
too.
ahead.
Just to answer your point, this is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4. And like the few things that the brother named, you know, having these resources ain't nothing wrong with it. We just letting you know that these things are not going to save you
Right.
due to the day of the Lord, due to the judgment the Lord is about to bring. That's all we're saying. These things are still wise to have. All right, we're not, you know, just to bring balance to it. But Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4, it reads, "Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death."
Right. Oh, because it don't matter, man, how much gold, how many diamonds, how many women you got. This is in vain because it's gonna get destroyed, man. You gotta remember the first death was the flood, and only 8 people survived. Okay, and these were at that time these were the sons of God. Okay, now you got the Israelites, man, and that's who he's coming for. Nobody else. No, so like no other nation. All right. When he bring that judgment, when he say enter into thy chambers, come up hither, it's over, man. That's the second covenant right there, that twinkling of an eye. Although we didn't get a chance to get into it, you know, First Thessalonians, the 4th chapter.
Yeah.
All right. But still, okay, he's going to come and deliver his people, and then he's going to bring judgment upon the earth and the wicked 2/3 of our people who fail to repent.
Okay.
You know?
Yep.
So, you know, we're going to let the less speaker.
Read the Isaiah. While we just now, read the Isaiah 26 one more time. You can step out.
Okay.
Isaiah 26:20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed.
Continuing in that same spirit of prophecy. All right, because prophecy really is a central point taking place in the planet Earth today. Which really is an unescapable reality for a lot of these Americans. All right, what a lot of these Americans don't understand is that, like the brother was mentioning, World War III is going to happen. And right now, we're on the cusp of World War III. What's synonymous with World War III is the mark of the beast. What a lot of people don't understand is that the mark of the beast, that the prophecy of the mark of the beast and World War III are synonymous. Because we understand that the mark of the beast has to come first before World War III.
Oh, yeah.
All these different skirmishes and turmoils that we see happening geopolitically, it's all tying into that Revelation 13.
It does, yeah. Yeah.
Because the closer that war comes to America's shores, is the closer that the mark of the beast is going to come
Bro,
to
that's
the whole
fear.
world.
That's fear. I was thinking that. Hey. That's spirit. Hey, that's I was thinking that same thing today. Like the closer, all these World War III alerts, that just mean that the mark of the beast right around the corner. It's even closer.
I was
You know.
meditating on that too, bro, because having a firm understanding, you know, we understand every brother's not going to be able to, you know, have the gift to go super in depth in every detail of every prophecy.
Right.
But just having a working knowledge of prophecy in the Bible itself is powerful and it's important.
Yep.
You know, just having a working knowledge of everything that's happening around us, because we can correlate world events with what's been written in the Bible. We
Yeah.
can link what the average American experience is what's written in the Bible.
Yeah, in detail.
Right, which gives us an advantage in Babylon the Great over our enemies and in the valley of the shadow of death.
All right, it's the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9, from the top. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right, and how do we measure the time? All right, time has the Lord gave us the capability of measuring the times through prophecy. All right, the Lord left behind prophecy for all ages. We can get about the Ecclesiastes 24, I believe that's 27. The Lord left behind this doctrine of prophecy to all ages, so that we here in these latter days, this latter generation, will be able to measure the time that we're in. All right, and by measuring the time, we can see that we're approaching on the end of America, Babylon the Great. You know, brothers have been bringing out beautifully how the average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. And we're approaching that 250, we are near the 250 year of America.
Yeah.
America's about, the Lord has numbered America already. And it's only a matter of time. It's not if. It's at this point, it's when Babylon the Great is going to go down.
Yes, Sirach. This is the book of Sirach 24 and verse 27. He maketh the doctrine of knowledge appears to light, and is going in the time of vintage. Yep. Sirach 24, I'll start at 32. It says, I will yet make my doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off.
Hey, that's beautiful, because what the doctrine has done for us here is shine in the midst of the valley of the shadow of death. You know, the scriptures describe this place as a shadow of death, in which the curse has devoured the whole earth, like spoken about in Isaiah 24. There's a curse that has devoured the whole earth, and under this curse, the Lord has sent the great light that is the word. And as the word has been sent, it's illuminated everything right before our eyes. You know, now we're able to see clearly things that are happening all around us. Because before we entered into the truth, we didn't understand the world around us. We didn't understand who we were and what part we played in the world. But now that the light has been sent in the form of this doctrine, we understand that. We understand the grand scheme of things. We understand the bigger picture.
It says, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever.
And that's something that Shema was just speaking on. Is Yahweh Shai. That's Yahweh Shai intervening for us, even here in this day and age, man. The Lord left this doctrine to all ages forever, so that us here in this latter generation can receive this doctrine and be illuminated and come to the light of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai.
Right.
And through that knowledge of the Lord willing, will He let we receive salvation, from this upcoming peril that's getting ready to overtake the earth.
All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10, like you were speaking on. It says, and I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy.
Right, we come in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. We embody the spirit of Yahweh Shai, like it says in Hebrews 12th chapter. We look to Yahweh Shai as the author and the finisher of our faith. All right, Yahweh Shai being that forerunner of the very faith that we are inheriting. We didn't know we are inheritors of the faith. And we look to Yahweh Shai as an example of how to carry. And we see how Yahweh Shai during this whole ministry was prophecy. And we come in that very same spirit of prophecy, telling you things that are going to happen beforehand. All right, and what's going to happen beforehand, like the brother was beautifully speaking on, is World War III. Well, the mark of the beast followed by World War III. And let's get into it because, America is very stout right now, man. America is very proud. And that desperate move against Venezuela showed so. And America's final hours, they're making desperate acts of desperation. And going in there and seizing the president of Venezuela was a desperate act. From America, Babylon the Great, and it's really showed their stoutness. Because what Trump said in the interview after they captured him was that, we took him because he was stealing American oil. How can they steal something that's on their land? That's their land. How can they steal their oil? It don't make any sense. How can they steal their own resources? What are you talking about? And Trump, he just continuously coming out with more and more pompous and stout words, which is going to lead to the beast hating the whore, which they already do hate the whore.
Yeah. Going into that, looking into their policy on how all this has been crafted, you've got the Monroe Doctrine, which is calling the Don Roe Doctrine. And in the Monroe Doctrine, it got aggressive through the Roosevelt Corollary. And that's where they pretty much call all of the Western Hemisphere their backyard. And so they feel like that is theirs to take. They can go in there and just take that, and that they've made policy to where it's actually legal for them to do that. And they believe this. It's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, they've done it before with that whole doctrine of discovery. Saying that what was that?
Manifest Destiny.
Manifest Destiny.
And those actually, Monroe Doctrine basically gives you the area, the box, the Western Hemisphere, and then Doctrine of Discovery is like go forth and populate these areas, hold them down. It's all colonization, but just like within the sphere, sliver of the world.
And now that part that America showed, throughout the years, is going to be brought down, by the Lord's hand. You can get Daniel the 7th chapter, 19 verse 7. Because America's been very proud. America's essentially been the bully on the block. And what happens to every bully? Eventually they get overtaken. Eventually, those who have been getting bullied get fed up. And the nation that get ready, America has been growing certain garrisons in their different lands, overtaking these different countries, stealing their resources, stealing their oils. I believe our brother had brought out a couple of years ago how in Africa, how Esau stealing all this lithium and making different batteries and stuff. When the average household in Africa doesn't have access to light, central light. Every 1 in 3 households has access, to central light. while America's stealing all those resources to make to lithium, barium, all these different things from Africa, and they still remain buried. You know, how can you continue to do these things and expect to have a prosperous kingdom? It doesn't make any sense. Okay?
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 20. It says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up.
Right, and the 10 horns is basically going into the EU, you know, the alliances of America. Yeah.
It says, before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things. All right, book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 20, it says, and of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of other which came up.
Right, and the other which came up is talking about the Roman Empire, all right, which we're living in the revised Roman Empire. Okay, America is the revised Roman Empire. It follows the same philosophy, the same doctrine, the same policies, the same gods, infrastructure. We can keep going on all night.
Yeah.
America is the revised Roman Empire.
And it's the same people too, Edomites.
Same rulers, same Edomites.
And before whom 3 fell.
Right, 3 fell going into the French, the British, and the Spanish. All right.
Even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Right, going into Babylon. All right, Babylon's look is more stout than his fellows. All right, and this stout look is going to lead, has led to the beast hating the Lord. All right, America's allies hating the Lord that sits upon the beast. All right. Because you can't, once again, you can't continue this reign of terror and expect to have a prosperous kingdom. Eventually, the nations are going to be fed up, and eventually it's going to lead to some sort of turmoil. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing turmoil being stirred up amongst these nations. And as that turmoil is being stirred up amongst these nations, simultaneously, the Lord is working on the prophecy of the mark of the beast to come to pass as well. You know, going into Revelation 13 and 16. You know, and now you have the rollout of 6G. Okay, you got this 6G rolled out. You got this Neuralink push that they've been making to connect your brain into basically the interface, you know, the interorbital things. All right, all of these things are happening simultaneously for a reason. All right, these prophecies are tied together. You know, these are the last 2 prophecies before Yahweh's return. You know, these are the last 2 prophecies before Yahweh's return. All right, and these are things that are very important to understand because once again, this is how we measure the time diligently.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations are drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Right. But Babylon has been a golden cup. At one point in time, it was the golden city. It was the place to be. Everybody wanted to migrate to America for a better life. You know, for better chances, for better, you know, for prosperity in a sense. But now, you know, but like I said, Babylon has caused the nations to drink, and now the nations are mad. You know, they're starting to sober up now, and they're starting to realize how they've been cheated. You know, America's been cheating all these other nations essentially of the piece of the pie, man. Mm-hmm. And now they're mad. They're like, hold up, man. What's going on, man? Yeah. You've been cheating me this whole time. And now they start to rise up. That's why we read about in Joel, the 3rd chapter, how they're going to beat their plowshares and demons and spirits. Yeah. And because now the landscape is changing. Now that the nations are sobering up, now everybody's changing from that agricultural, you know, standpoint to now that military standpoint. And now everybody's gearing up for war because they realize that war is imminent. You know, even America realizes that war is imminent.
And all roads lead to World War III.
All roads lead to World War III. You know, you cannot be this stout. You cannot be this proud and expect nobody to retaliate. You know, the power was given unto his hand for a moment in time, and now we're starting to see that power being stripped. And the Lord is stripping it beautifully. You know, he's stripping it piece by piece. You know, And as the Lord strips it piece by piece, we can see that desperation in Babylon.
That's right.
Babylon is desperate. They're trying to hold on to any piece of their kingdom that they can. That's why they're rolling very fiercely with this mark of the beast technology. Because before all is done, if he could just get as much as he can to take that mark, to subscribe to him, to fall under his mark, then he won't.
Got a quick one for you, brother. This is Isaiah 14:11. It says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy bowels. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee."
Right. The pomp is being brought down to the ground. All right, that pride, that American pride is being brought down to the ground. You can see even in these holidays. All right, these different holidays show you the pride of America is dwindling.
Yeah.
And the worm is really spread under America. That worms start to spread under things that are dead. You know, maggots start to cover things that are dead. And America essentially is dead. It's decaying. The spirit of Egypt is spreading, man.
It's like if you got termites that's eating at a baseboard in the floor, you know that the foundation of that house is going to be weak because it's been eaten from the bottom. So you make a wrong step, it'll fall through. And that's likened unto America. America's at a very fragile position to where one wrong move by President Donald Trump will literally send this country into a straight up and down free fall. And then after that happens, then Russia's gonna send them missiles, and that's all she wrote. That's America's end. And we're in those times, you know, where those that are living here, if you're not right with the Lord and you're not of the elect, you will live in the time of America's fall. You know, it's only been allotted for a particular time to rule, and this is the time where the Lord is bringing that pomp or that pride down to the ground.
And in that time period, like the other was saying, and now is the time to get right with Yahushua. Because one thing that we understand coming into the light of the scriptures is that we're going to have to go through this hour of temptation. We're going to have to experience the tribulation in order to enter into the kingdom. You know, it tells us that in Acts 14:22, that these things that we're reading about isn't some, you know, it seems like a distant reality, but really it's near.
Yeah.
You know, really these things are right before our eyes.
That's why I say salvation near than what me and you believe.
Because we're going to have to go through these things. We're going to have to go through economic fallout. You know, we're going to have to experience Esau coming in with the chip. We're going to have to experience, if the Lord allowed us to make it to that hour, the missiles being shot off, and that noise, and the sky being dark. We're going to experience all these things. And in the midst of those things, we have to be able to maintain faith, even in the face of death.
That's right, bro.
And that comes through belief and trust in Yahushua.
That's right.
You know, we read about the faithful report of our forefathers in Hebrews the 11th chapter. And that's the same thing that we see. We seek a good report in the heavens. So that when the time comes, you know, Yahushua, Lord, we're going to call our jersey number. Hey,
That's right.
Number 7, come up.
That's right.
All right, let number.
Yeah, I like number. Come up with it. 144, 99999. You up. You know? And that's going to come through faith in Yahushua, even in the midst of this world. Because one thing's for sure, you know, the scriptures say that the Lord didn't appoint us to wrath. I think that's in the book of 1 Thessalonians.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord didn't appoint us to wrath. The Lord appointed the elect, Lord willing were the elect, to salvation and mercy. You know, to receive the gospel, you know?
Continuing on. Jeremiah 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed.
Babylon is suddenly falling. It's going to happen in an instant. The Lord said in 1 hour, the Lord is going to destroy all this madness. You know, Babylon is going to fall at a sudden. And it's about time. You know,
About time, man. It is.
You know, the American experience has been foolish.
It's terrible, man.
It's hit its climax.
It's in its content. There's really nothing else to do here.
The only thing else is 6G.
I'm telling
Shit.
you. Man, that's the only thing. Give them see on the skin. Yeah, that's the only thing left.
Yeah.
Even the 2/3 see that there's nothing really left. That's why they're crashing out the way they're crashing out. Because they have no other outlet.
Well, it's been going viral over social media, where a lot of you know, liberals are getting on TikTok and Instagram urging everybody to get their passports and move. They're like basically like max out, get your credit cards, take them and move abroad. They was like, because credit don't exist in other countries. So everybody is urging the people that live here now to leave. You know, the glory of this place has fallen, man. Nobody wants to be here anymore. You know, there's systematic racism that people swept under the rug. Every time the so-called black and Hispanic man speak about it, you know, it's disregarded. Well, Jake, only thing we wanted was what? A fair shake. Jake wasn't even trying to take the white man to war. But what happened? He ain't do nothing but just spit in our faces. So now things are boiling over to where these other nations, they don't want a fair shake. They want y'all head. But see, we was the ones out of everybody trying to be their brother. We was the ones telling them, hey, we gonna march. Y'all just chill out. Just leave us alone.
Yeah.
You know, give us a little, you know, our space, man. We ain't trying to do nothing to y'all, man. You know, then they go take that bravado over there with them other nations. These other nations don't want to march for peace. They want to go to war for peace, and they're gonna win. So this is a beautiful time to be living in, because we're actually going to get a chance to see the fall of our oppressors, man. You know, and it's not about, you know, it ain't about skin color. It's about seed lineage.
Right.
You know, so if you are of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and you of the elect, the Lord will deliver you no matter what you look like. Okay? But the Edomites, the seed of Esau, that dwelling on the earth today, that's oppressing the nations and stealing and enslaving people, they will have to pay a recompense.
Yep.
I got a precept. What you got, Jeremiah?
Isaiah 13.
Go ahead. I thought you had the same thing. Go ahead.
Isaiah 13 and 14. Because you mentioned everybody trying to flee. And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land.
And that's the same. That's really the same precept, different chapter.
Yeah.
I had Jeremiah 50 and 16. So yeah, that's it.
The United States just came out and said that every United States citizen that is in Russia needs to come back to America.
Ooh.
That's going along with that.
Yeah, that is.
And,
Damn.
What you saying?
Yeah.
Niggas don't want to be in America. It really don't matter.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
That's it. That's all. Why didn't you just say that the English go back to freedom?
Boom.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
That's it.
If you won't go up, you gonna go. That's it. Because only those that go up are gonna be those that's gonna come down with the glory of the Heavenly Father. Everybody else that's left on the earth was an undesirable.
Yeah.
Every member of the elect is going to go up, whether you in the grave or whether you alive. So if you don't go up on that first round, you are undesirable. So when the elect comes down, you gonna go down too, whether you a rebellious Israelite or whether you of the other nation.
Yep.
You know, so that's what we here preaching, the gospel of the kingdom.
Yep.
It is not.
Yep.
You know, it's the same thing Yahushua was preaching, but now we are in the latter part of it being here. We here. Hey, Apostle Tahar did a video today. The Lord could come back possibly within 2026, 2027.
Yeah. Every Israelite should be in that spirit, man, just like the disciples were. Yahushua rose from the dead, returned. They like, hey, the kingdom is. That's how we are right now.
Right.
You know, we ready to get out of here.
Yeah, but it's just too much.
Yeah.
This has been terrible, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know how
Yep.
we've been treated and plastered on the news.
Yep.
You know, trodden down in front of our women, trodden down in front of our kids, arrested without remedy. You know, first fired, last hired. Just embarrassing, man.
Yeah.
Who really want to live here under these people who have a perpetual hatred for you? And then if you would approach them about it, they act like it don't exist. You got the same fair shake as that. No, the fuck we don't got the same fair shake.
Right.
You know? But this is all coming to everything always comes to a full head. It's coming to a full head. Now, really, all we got to do is just sit back and watch.
Yeah. He said, "Wait you upon me."
Yeah, we don't even got to do nothing. We don't have to march no more.
Nope.
We don't have to, try to, create Black Panther parties. And, different rebel factions to,
Right.
go.
Right.
There's no
Build
bro.
Black Wall Street
You
again.
don't got to do that.
We only got to build a physical art like Noah did.
Yeah. All we got to do is get up, go to work, teach this word, stay locked into the spirit, and let the Lord break this place down. Yep.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38. I start at verse 10. It says, "Thus said the Lord, how about
That's it. Yeah.
What does verse 8 say?
It says, after many days, thou shalt be visited.
Man, started like 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah. That whole chapter. That whole chapter, yeah.
We got to go into this, especially one particular verse in there. I think it's like verse 8, where it says, prepare. You
to go into that work. We're gonna kick this.
That's right. Let's go, baby.
This has to be visual because we're talking more with we talking Russia.
Right. Hey, Rakai. Switch.
Yes, and even you're seeing, just to land back on real quick, you're even seeing NATO countries not wanting to be in business with America right now. Because like the prophecy says, the beast, which is America, not Salakia, the fort in Revelation, which is America, is going to be hated by the beast, which is NATO. You know, and you're seeing that division happening now. They're in confliction with each other. So we're seeing these prophecies getting ready to come to pass, and America is going to fall behind us.
Get Revelation 17:16. That's what the elder called.
I got it right here. So Revelation 17 and 16 says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire."
They're bowing out the UN.
Yeah.
Also, too, with the whole Greenland issue, Denmark feels extremely. I saw some articles saying Denmark feels extremely bullied. That's how you know these are weaker nations.
Yeah.
That's why the scriptures say that the weak say
Strong.
To say I feel like you're weak.
Right.
You know, and also too, there's European countries that are backing Denmark in Greenland, all right, for this whole annexation of the United States in Greenland. And some of those countries are French.
Yeah.
These are the ones on the 7 heads and 10 heads.
Yeah.
France came out, said they're backing Denmark and Greenland. The UK came out and said it. Spain, Poland. There's a few others. There's like 3 or 4 others that said they're backing it too. Those European countries. So this is reread that.
I got something for you.
Yeah, you got it.
This is one of the articles. It says Denmark warns it will shoot first if U.S. invades Greenland.
And, you know, like, talk shit.
Right.
Because let me say this too. Denmark. So let's put you in your place. We're the prophets, because the whole world's our jurisdiction to prophesy to.
Yeah.
And to tell what's going to happen. So we have this jurisdiction.
That's right.
We have this authority
Yeah.
to tell a country this. So Denmark, you're not going to do shit.
That's right.
Like, real talk. Because you're sitting here and telling me Russia and China, who are bigger and badder than you, didn't do shit when America went and got Venezuela.
Right.
All Russia said, all Putin said when U.S. took over the oil taker outside of, because what we got is contiguous zones from the coast of a country to sea. You got maritime laws.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You got maritime laws, and that's like 12 nautical, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but pretty much equivalent. Nautical. 12 nautical miles from the coast is still that country's territory. Right? And then after that, you got high seas. Okay? According to a law back in 1982 in the UN, the high seas, it's a gray area.
It's a playground.
It's a playground. It's kind of lawless, but not. No one has full sovereignty over the high seas. So Russia coming out, America sitting on all this oil in Venezuela, and Venezuela was heavily tied with Russia and China.
Yep.
Okay? Now they're taking oil.
I believe China was their #1 purchaser.
China wasn't up. They have about almost 10 billion.
Yep.
In exports, imports between one another.
That's right.
You know, China was the biggest.
And I believe Iran was a big player in that oil reserve too.
Because that's big boy oil.
Big boy
And
oil.
Iran.
Yep.
You know, Iran and Russia, that's Persians and modern day Persians and Medes today.
Yeah.
You know, just look, the Persians are higher than the Medes. It's switched now.
Yeah.
Right.
The Medes are higher than the Persians in today's world. If you know, you know. If not, go study.
Right.
You know? But anywho, America took that oil tanker, and now Russia wants to say, oh, you're cutting off or whatever. You're not abiding by international law, but it's in the high seas though. And it was outside that
13-mile range from the coast.
They're playing bully ball.
They're playing bully ball. So Denmark, if Russia and China haven't even done anything physical yet, then what are you gonna do? We just talking shit.
That's right, bro.
You know?
And the prophecies don't say that Denmark is gonna. You know, we're not even on the head.
They
Right.
got 15 jet planes, like F-35s.
Right.
And 21,000
They're
troops.
not gonna do
They're not gonna do
anything.
shit.
It's all fluff. We know the big players in end time prophecy. The big players in end time prophecy is Iran,
Yep.
Russia, China, Ethiopia, America, okay, the BRICS nations and the NATO nations. Those are the big players that's going to finalize the scape of the world. Finalization is going to be like the brothers going into the fall of America, Babylon the Great. This has only been allotted for a particular time of rulership.
Yep.
Okay? And that's why the prophets are out here. We're here to tell you that prior to the judgment taking place. We won't be out here much more longer because we getting close.
Yeah.
We getting too close, man.
You see what's going on in Minnesota?
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I gotta, well, it ain't even a feeling. I know for a fact, this is not the cap off. It's gonna get worse.
Yep.
There's gonna be another situation.
Yeah.
This is what you call a snowball effect of unkept kingdoms. Okay? This kingdom, you let this kingdom go and go and go and be wicked and more wicked and more wicked. And now that this iniquity is like a breach, now it's just spilling over. And it can't be contained. The only way to contain it is to get rid of it. That's it. Okay? So like the brother saying, you know, we're gonna get into Ezekiel 38, let the up-and-coming elder break it all the way down to give the proper sense on what's really happening in your life, man. This is real stuff, man. Most people not even gonna get an opportunity to lay ears on what we're speaking about, man.
Right.
And it's happening to you.
Yep.
Matter of fact, read that Revelation 17 one more time, and then I'm gonna,
Oh, yeah,
let
that
the
perfect
brother get into
precept.
the prophecy.
This is Revelation 17 and verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Yeah, now the 10 horns, let's break that down. The 10 horns represent the European Union. Okay? Those are like the financial branches that help finance the 7 heads. Okay? I have to get my notes and go all the way through the 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But I know it's, who can name the 10? Who know the 10? 10 horns. I know the 7 heads, but the 10 horns, you know, you got Luxembourg.
Yeah, Netherlands, Luxembourg, yep.
You know, you got
West
those,
Germany.
Yep, you got those different financial
Denmark,
branches
yeah, Denmark.
on top of the heads, because the horns represent power, okay? And money is power. Those were the countries that funneled their finances into NATO, okay, to make those heads more powerful. Okay, you got it, Yaakov.
Yeah, so it's Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal are combined, England and Ireland are combined, and Germany, we used to call it West Germany. Germany.
Yep, and that's the European Union, the original European Union. Okay, then you have the 7 heads, which are the juggernauts of Europe. Okay, so read that again. So now we're reading it with context. Go ahead.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
Yep, the beast represents NATO. The 7 heads represent the 7 Edomite kingdoms, and the 10 horns represent EU. Okay, go ahead.
These shall hate the whore.
Now the whore is there. Now John the Revelator was shown a whore, a freak whore, riding on the back of this beast. Okay, this is what he saw when he looked in the sky. He saw a whorish-looking woman in scarlet and purple on the back of a 7-headed beast with 10 horns. Okay, this is what he saw. Some of the heads had 2 horns, some of the heads had 1 horn. Okay, so he saw this whore controlling this beast, and then he said eventually this beast hated this whore. The whore that is speaking about is Babylon the Great in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, which when John the Revelator got that revelation, he didn't know the name was going to be called America.
Right.
Okay, this was a future prophecy that was being shown to him in the form of a holographic image off the island of Patmos. Okay, this is what the prophet John is seeing in exile. Okay? So he's seeing this beast make a move or a gesture in the form of hatred towards this whore that's on her back. That's on the beast's back. And what did this whore? What is this for? Now these are all similes and allegories that we hear. It's not literal. Okay? This is a figurative. Okay? Now what happened? What did the beast do to that whore?
And shall make her desolate and naked.
Read the part about the fire.
It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
And burn her with fire. That represents the allied countries of NATO and the EU joining alliances with the other foreign forces and actually shooting their missiles on America as well. But prior to that fire being breathed onto that whore, that beautiful woman, there was hatred. And that's what we're going into.
Because even so, like when you got to look at this management wise too. Since the whore sits on top of the beast, correct? So it's like when you in your work, you have that one manager micromanaging.
Right.
That whore sitting on top of the beast is a micromanaging type position.
Yep.
So America's doing all this. Micromanaging is annoying. You get irritated. You ready to slap someone in the face.
Yeah.
Like, bro, get off my back. And that's how these other nations feel because of the micromanaging of the United States. Just like it says in what is that? First Ezra. I think like the 3rd or 4th chapter where it talks about is not the woman strong? So why else would John the Revelator see a woman sitting on top of a beast? Because women are very manipulative. They're very influential. All right, they influence you to do things. Just like it said in First Ezra. A man will leave his father and mother. Grab the sword, go rob, steal, and kill for a woman. Isn't that exactly what America has been? Has been to the entire world. I watched a movie the other day, Sicario. I don't know if you ever watched it. The first one. The first one. And he was sitting at the table when he was about to get his revenge for the head cartel member who killed his family. And he sat at the table and he was like, how can you eat and dine with your family every single day knowing that you're killing families? And then the cartel member responded back to him. He was like, well, who do you think we learned it from? Who do you think sent you to do exactly what you're going to do tonight? And you know what he was implying? The self-proclaimed white people, who are biblically known as the Edomites. They are a very bloodthirsty type of people. And that's what they have spread onto the entire world for them to learn. The world learned war through the right. War has always been. War has always been.
But the art form, that present modern day art form of war was learned.
Right, because of what? Isaac gave a blessing to Esau, right? And you were seeing what he's doing with his blessing. You got a piece of it?
Going back to what you're saying. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verses 3 and 4. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. Verse 4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
That horse is red for a reason.
Right.
It signifies blood. Even when you go, I think it's in Revelation 17, it even talks about the scarlet.
Scarlet.
That,
Scarlet color.
the scarlet colored beast. You know, it even talks about the scarlet, but even the red horse, that's bloodthirsty. That explains Esau to a T. And just going back to that scene in Sicario, he said, who do you think we learned it from? You know, who do you think spread all this knowledge on how to kill and steal, rob, and not give a hot flying shit about nothing?
Right.
And then act like the victim. Just like the post you put today.
Right.
How is number one?
Right. And they the richest people in the world. So how they the most oppressed, but the richest?
The most protected.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Come on.
Yeah, defend it. Yep.
They had indigenous people at number 6.
Right.
They're damn near extinct.
Exactly. Ostracized from their own land. You know, but see, that propaganda is worn out. And they know it. That's why now they got their commercials coming on in the Super Bowl and playoffs and shit like that. You trying to get into the playoffs. Then you like, what would you do for this little bully? I wouldn't do shit. I would cross the street and act like nothing's happening. Okay? So we're not here to fall for the propaganda of the powers that be. We're here to dismantle the lies that's been broadcast before the world, using the biblical clairvoyance, the biblical understanding on what the Lord has revealed in us through our apostles and elders, through studying and the Lord supping with us. We're here to shred through all of that propaganda and lies, man. And look, man, if you in 2026 and you an American and you still under those 1990 and 1980 lies, that's on you. That's on you.
Yeah.
You still got grown ass men telling their kids Santa Claus.
Well, this brother was breaking it down perfectly, and you started off with time. If you perceive, let me say this: you started off with time. You use the word measure, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Time, as we know it, doesn't exist, and I'm talking about in this realm. How we perceive time once. Oh, it's
right.
I work on military time on my watch. Oh, it's 2026 right now.
Hey, that's it.
You know,
Yeah, that's it right there.
You know, that's 826.
826.
You know,
that's crazy.
This is not,
Yeah, that's nasty work.
This is not real time. If you judging time off of weeks, days, Monday through Sunday through Monday, you know, things that you're perceiving time extremely wrong. Okay? When you start getting into the prophecy, that's real time. That's how you measure things.
Somebody hold what's that, second Ezra 9 for the book? Yeah, I got you.
Even Revelation 11, it tells us read like unto a rod, and to measure these people.
Yeah, well, the Lord is known as the Ancient of Days. You know, so the time, like what the brother's breaking down, time is all relative. All right, is what you can relate to, but it's not necessarily a governing thing over the whole, or it doesn't preside over the whole creation. It's just relative. So, because right now is what 8:26 here, but in Alabama it's 7:26. Right. Okay, so what the people in Alabama gonna say? No, it's really 8:26. No, it's 7. It's relative. We relate to 7:26.
And even in Arizona, they don't even change their time.
Yeah, their time don't even change.
So that's another point of
yeah.
micromanaging of the self-proclaimed white man.
Yeah, hey, well, the scripture says that he, in his heart, he wanted to magnify himself and be like the
Most High.
So the powers that be, the ruling class elite, which go back to Amalek, they have a God complex. Yeah. Okay? And they're broadcasting, they're projecting their God complex onto the nations, and the nations ain't having it. The nations are like, we can make the same stuff.
Well, you know what? You know what? If I have these thoughts, like I said, completely right. It's a God complex. But what they think the God complex is really the insecurity. That's why everyone is irritated.
Yep.
What you see around you is a product of Esau's insecurities.
Yep.
Because he knows he's not the one, and he's not included in the final things to come.
And he suffers from extreme narcissism.
Yes.
He's an extreme narcissist, man.
Yes. And if you're trying to be like the Most High, like it says in Thessalonians, all right, if you're trying if you're trying to be like the Most High, okay, this is why we say the time that we live in really doesn't exist. Because when you go back to Genesis, the first chapter, when it 1 and 26, I want to say, it created us our image and our likeness. Well, okay, that's how you have to know the name. You Israelite camps.
Yeah.
You have to know the name. So if Yahweh's name means he exists, then aren't we just supposed to be?
Right.
So therefore, we wouldn't have that type of inclination of, oh damn, I gotta be at work in 5 minutes.
Right.
No, because I can just be. That's why I'm tired of this place.
That's right, bro.
I can't be.
Yeah.
I can't be. I can't exist.
Yep.
Like Yahweh's name is.
You can't be the true essence of what you was created to be because you in a hamster wheel.
So rock it.
You good.
Because you know another thing that this time makes you feel? Death.
Yeah.
You always on a, you mentioned it, the valley of the shadow of
Yeah.
death.
That's right. That's
Time,
this place.
the time that this valley of shadow of death operates on,
Yeah.
you're always looking over your shoulder.
Yeah.
You always got hairs sticking up in the.
Right.
That is extremely cumbersome and
Yeah.
very tiresome.
That's the curses. And they said none assurance of thy life.
No assurance of it. It's very,
Yep.
it's very tiresome. You can't be. Israelites came onto this earth to be. Okay. Salaki, one brother, you had something first.
This is real quick, this is for y'all. You got it. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
He said he shall speak great words and then wear out the saints of the Most High. So Esau has already put his bravado on broadcast. We're gonna be the first ones to reach the moon. We're gonna, groundbreaking this, and we're the first country to do that. Pretty much challenging the Most High in his speech. We don't even know what he say off camera concerning the Heavenly Father. Okay, we only know what he put out there. So this dude has spoken great words against the Most High, and then wore out the saints. Who are the saints? The saints are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native, Seminole Indians, and the scattered Israelites throughout the four winds of the earth. Some of you may be in southern Italy and Sicily, of Italian descent. Not all you Italians, but a large portion of you southern Italians, Irish, gingers. A lot of gingers are Israelites, are Jake, the same people. Okay, you got a lot of Jakes scattered throughout, the Middle East, the southern regions of China, Laos, Vietnam. You got a lot of Jakes, that's looking like those other nations. Okay, they being worn out. They being wore the hell out, man. You go into those different sweatshops, you go to certain parts of China where they in the slums and stuff, them be Jakes. But they moms working 18 hours a day in the Michael Jordan warehouse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or pushing out them Gamma 12 like they don't tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just pushing them things out. She probably getting paid, 35 cents every shoot. 35 cents a day or 35 cents an hour. But those shoes going for $260, $300 in the store. They wore out. Jake, is working all these low-end jobs, getting paid, bottom of the barrel, just to go home and get yelled at. Everybody is wore the F out, man.
Well, that's Psalm 127.
Yep.
You should wake up early.
Yep.
Sleep, early sleep.
Yep.
Eat the bread of song.
Yep. Wrong
And that's
day.
in the pocket. You're through. At the end of the day, you're through, man. This place is pretty much a goddamn it's pretty much a big warehouse.
It is.
You have some more quiet?
Absolutely. It says, and think to change times and laws.
We're in 2026.
Yeah.
We did a class on that.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
bad class, man.
Yep.
You know how many calendar changes?
Gregorian calendar.
Yeah.
Go on the Apple calendar and see. We're missing a couple months.
Yeah. It's certain countries right now over there in the Middle East. They say 2033 or something like 2032. Yeah.
What the fuck ever? They wrong too. Only the Lord.
Right.
Like you said, ancient days.
And that's why he don't subjugate himself
Right.
to earthly times and months.
Right.
Okay? It don't exist because first of all, the earth's clock is subject to the sun and the moon. But the Lord sits over the sun and the moon. So there's not a sunset in heaven. There's not a sunrise in heaven. So he's not governed by those ordinances. Those ordinances govern the planet Earth. So the time to the Heavenly Father is completely different than the time that we're governed by. Okay? When the sun set, our bodies automatically start shutting down. We under what's called a circadian rhythm. When the sun go down in Atlanta, the Lord don't get sleepy.
Right.
So the Lord works on a way higher frequency. The time that the Lord uses to measure the prophecies. Yep. So that's how Esau trying to manipulate time and change this and do that. And we're gonna put ourselves in this year.
Right.
You still not buying yourself no time.
Right. Daylight saving.
You ain't buying your time. Yeah, we're gonna buy ourselves a little bit more time to try to get it out the ground. No, nigga, the Lord is letting you get that far.
Yeah.
The Lord is letting you do everything
Right.
that you're doing. He's allowing it for the purpose of his prophecies. You're subject to the prophecies.
Right. To
Okay?
his time.
To his time. You're gonna rule according to the Lord's time, not according to your time. Okay?
What did he say, man? The writing on the wall.
Yep.
Oh yeah, many take a tackle.
Yep. Yep.
That was
That
a,
day is a
Numbered.
that was
Yep.
a timing script. You know?
Oh yeah.
You're on the Lord's time. Like, even
Yeah,
even
bad.
accounts show the Lord kept the sun up for 3 days.
Yep.
Just for Israel to let Israel do what they need to do.
Mm.
So, like you said, he sits on top of the sun and he created all of this. So you're subject to it by default.
That's
you
right.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit more. It says, and they should be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Yeah.
And we're coming up onto the times. You know what I'm saying? We're coming up onto the times to where Esau, the kingdom, your blessing is about to be expired.
Yeah.
And we're about to go into a blessing that will never expire.
Right.
You know, if I may say, in the book of Sirach, I think it's the 18th or 19th chapter, it paints out what eternity is like.
Yeah.
All right? It says as a
Grain of sand.
a drop of a bucket
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
sea and a grain of sand.
Yeah.
All right?
Yep.
That so I always break it down like this.
Yep.
You go to Miami Beach and you see the beach. Oh, you see all the way down that way, all the way down, you just see sand. Pick up one grain of sand and put it in your hand, if you can, because sometimes
Right.
it's microscopic, that
Right.
grain of sand.
Yeah.
All right? That is 1,000 years. And then you look around, it's eternity. So what time really exists?
Right.
Yeah.
And then eons.
You can't even count it. Like I believe the highest number is a googolplex.
Mmm.
And I believe the symbol for a googolplex is like the infinity.
Infinity, yeah.
Infinity, meaning it's never ending. That's where you get the number 8 from.
Yeah.
Okay? It's the infinity sign right side up.
Mhm.
But that's infinity.
Yeah.
Meaning it's continual.
Yeah.
That's how the Lord has the Lord lives on that type of stuff.
Yeah.
He has no beginning or no end.
Right.
Alpha and Omega.
Mega,
Like,
yeah.
You can't even really fathom it.
I don't want to
At
even
all.
Yeah,
You can't. You gotta hit your bug out.
You'll
You'll bug out.
trying to make calculations.
Yeah.
That's like trying to count to a Google.
Yeah.
Facts.
You know?
Yeah,
You'll
you'll
bug
be-
yourself
you'll-
out
you'll-
trying to count to a Google.
You need to watch that movie Interstellar. You watch that movie Interstellar and show you like time here, like it don't matter.
Yeah, and that's why the Lord said just wait, man.
Yeah.
Be patient. Because our bodies is subject to the earth's clock.
Yeah.
And at times we get a little frantic because we don't know what's going on outside of that. You know?
Yep.
We don't really get the full scoop on what's going on outside of the sun and the moon.
Right.
Everything else is just being revealed through intuitions and dreams.
Right.
But we can't really peek our head up there and listen in on the council and see what's getting ready to happen, you know, in July and shit like that. That's all. The angels getting all that.
Yeah.
The Lord just telling us, y'all, I'm gonna come. Just be patient.
Yeah.
We're working on something. So we got to be subject to the prophecies in order to maintain us in your patience, possession your
Your
soul.
souls.
That's why you have to look at time much differently to understand these prophecies.
Yep.
And just like the elder said, I'm gonna land back off of, or I'm gonna steal something from Elder Abba, that when he mentions the book of Revelation, he's really like, you know, it had nothing to do with us. You know, it has everything to do with us. But here we
Right,
go.
right.
Everything that's being said, a lot of things that are being said in the book of Revelation are happening in another firmament, in another dimension. You know, so it's like, you know, we just sitting here waiting.
Yeah.
We're just sitting here waiting. You know, the angels holding back the four corners and things
Yeah.
of that nature.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know,
You know,
that's Nero.
Hey, like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you've been reduced to that.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
Swing on somebody.
I know it. Real talk, man.
Your
God damn.
sword,
You're through,
your
man.
sword has been reduced to a Trump chant.
Losing.
You're losing.
Yeah.
You don't know how to rule a kingdom, man.
You're losing.
Yeah, you're
You'll
losing.
never yell that to any of us in the kingdom of heaven.
He really did it. He walking away. He was he's scared.
If anything,
Listen.
come up, have some cojones and come up and have a dialogue.
What?
Because you're losing your country. You can yell whatever you want to yell. The country's still.
That's not
You know,
gonna happen.
bring that out. This brother got a good one.
God. So land back off the go to you talking about how Esau has a set time. This is the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. And it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
That's right. Scripture said that he appointed the bounds that he cannot pass. Meaning there are certain restrictions that been placed on Esau and his rulership and how far he can take it. Okay? And he can't go but beyond a certain point.
Right.
And one of those points that he wasn't given the power to exceed was getting the elect MOTV. Well,
Right.
you know, he's been restricted. He can't pass that.
Right.
God. This is the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
Guess who determined his days? Isaac. Who is Isaac? Yahushua. Yahushua determined his days, giving him that blessing. Because what blessing did Yahushua give Jacob? The older shall serve the younger.
Yeah.
So there's going to have to be a point where you're going to have to start serving. All right, go ahead, bro.
Continuing on,
It's
thou
all spiritual.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yep. Oh, that was it on it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, you can't pass it. According to the contracts, when we read it in the Bible,
Yep.
we see Isaac giving you forcing a blessing out of Isaac. Because really, he said, I don't have nothing else to give you, a dumbass. Because you want to get it for a morsel of meat.
But that was his favorite.
That was his favorite.
His first, his first eldest son. So he came up with something.
He came up with something.
Yeah.
You know, that goes back to your point of why, real talk, Israel is as peaceable as they can be with you Edomites. Because even back, Jacob brought you gifts, and you still wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
He bowed down to him.
He bowed down to you. That's why he was like, I'm splitting the family up before I do this. You know? And then we bowed down and gave you gifts, and then you trickle it all the way down to the 60s. Martin Luther King and all these niggas marching and shit. We didn't really try that out.
Even when the temple was destroyed by the Babylonians the first time, the Edomites was yelling, destroy it, racist.
Raise it.
You know, Esau was on their side when those were fucking Cushites.
Trying to cross, trying to pass them. When you read the book of Exodus, that's Deuteronomy, I want to say.
Yep, Deuteronomy.
Trying to pass them, they wouldn't let us pass. They would kill off the young ones and the old ones in the back. We weren't sure. We were just trying to get through.
Wilding out. They always had this, they was always against us, man. And now we, of course, the Lord opened our eyes up to be able to see our enemies, which is one of the greatest gifts to be able to see.
Yep.
Now we don't put nothing past them. We don't want to sit at the table with the so-called white man.
I got a precept on what you said. This is the book of First Esdras going into how Esau Edom was responsible for the destruction of that temple with the Babylonians besieged us. First Esdras chapter 4 verse 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burnt when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees.
See, the Edomites, man. So you got to think about all the time, the times throughout history where the Edomites had a part in the fall of Jacob. Going to the Jewish-Roman wars,
Right.
Jacob and Esau.
Yeah.
Going to the Maccabees versus the Greeks,
Yeah.
Jacob and Esau.
Right.
And there's other different skirmishes. The transatlantic slave trade.
Yep.
The wars. The battle at Wounded Knee.
Yep. Haitian
All the
revolts.
different-
Yep. The
all
French.
different wars between Gad and the Trends. Simple Indian. There was always Edomite rising up against Jacob with these different little skirmishes and shit, man. So now we in going back in time. Now we in a time of your judgment. Now you want to this kumbaya moment, and we're all Americans. And, this is not about this, it's about that, it's about coming together, how to be. But no, when the powers that be was tricking and playing y'all was hosing blacks. blacks down with water hoses. No, y'all was, you know,
Yep.
poisoning and bombing churches and shit, killing
Yep.
little babies,
Yep.
hanging, lynching so-called blacks on trees.
Yep.
But now all of a sudden, your liberty, you know, your constitutional rights are being invoked by the powers that be. Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's not about skin color. It's about all of us coming together and sticking together and protecting our constitutional rights. And that's, you know, because, you know, you're my brother, all that old rhetoric. But it wasn't that when houses, you could get a house with a white picket fence for $3,000 in the 50s.
Right.
You want the niggas out your neighborhood.
Right.
See, now it's your time. Now you want Jake to be on your side. Nah, y'all got a problem with y'all elite.
Yeah.
Y'all issue is with y'all elite.
Right.
Okay? The owners. Okay? The governing body of America. That's who your problem is with. Okay? And you sat up there and got bamboozled, and you don't want to come to the realization that you got played. So now you want to try to pull black people into your problem. When it's like, no, we fixing our problem. Our problem was we transgressed against the Lord. That was our problem. It ain't got nothing to do with you. The only reason the Lord put y'all over us was because we transgressed against him and went against his way. Now we fixing our problem. Now here y'all go. You know, you average American plumbers and, you know, you regular Joe Schmo, white Americans that have been bamboozled. Now you want help for leverage. You ain't get no leverage from me.
You can see Israel fixing their problems by way of the prophecies popping up.
Yeah.
Right? That means we came back to the Heavenly Father. We started prophesying what He told us to prophesy. You know, and you know, in the manner in which Yahweh Shai is going to come back is not going to be good for you Edomites. Right? Can someone get Luke? Can someone get Luke 3:15? All right, because John the Baptist knew what was up. You know. He knew, he prophesied of these days that we're living in right now.
I got it.
You got it.
It's St. Luke chapter 3 and verses 15.
And he was the man of the Lord.
Got you right. Damn.
At least I gotta say that. God, that's why there's 2/3. You got it. You got it.
St. Luke 3 and 15. And as the people were in expectation, and all men mused in their hearts of John, whether he were of Hamashiach or not, John answered, saying unto them all, I indeed baptize you with water, but one mightier than I cometh, the latchet of whose shoes I am not worthy to unloose. He shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit and with fire.
Go ahead.
Verse 17, whose fan is in his hand, and he will thoroughly purge his floor, and will gather the wheat into the garner, but the chaff he will burn with fire unquenchable.
And what's crazy is he was talking to the Israelites, but I'm applying this to the entire world right now. All right, because the scriptures say that the Lord has a controversy with the entire world. You know.
Yep.
The scriptures say in Joel that He's going to plead with you in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and that includes the entire world.
All nations.
That's all nations are going to be there. You know. Go ahead, bro.
Back in Luke.
Yeah, back in Luke. All right, because He said He's going to purge the floor. You know, mop the floor with y'all asses. You know. That's the manner in which Yahweh Shai is going to come back. Go ahead. Which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His real name is Yahweh Shai. He's a Hebrew. When you go into the genealogies of his lineage in Luke, the 2nd chapter, and Matthew, the 1st chapter, it even breaks down David, Jesse, the Obed, going all the way down to Abraham, to Terah, all of that.
Yep.
It breaks it all the way down to Judah. Okay.
Yep.
He was a Judite. He was an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. So I don't want to hear anything else talking about, all heathens can be saved. In Matthew 1 and 21 says that he came back for his people. You know? Yeah, question? You said how shot? Yeah. Yeah, how much shot? Where you from?
Coleman? Okay, what's your ancestry? Lineage? Your father's side? Yeah? Yeah, well,
We don't know our ancestors.
you're not Irish? You got any?
We all came from the same, didn't we? You know what I'm saying?
You got any Irish in you? What you got in you?
Well, I'm Schaefer, so.
You know what that means?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
I think maybe his last name.
Oh, that's your last name?
Last name.
Irish? That's an Irish last name?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't do my lineage, you know what I'm
No, we're just trying to see because, like we were saying, you know, a lot of the Israelites.
I know, I'm trying to read it.
Yeah, well, they were scattered, you know, among other nations, so they have.
interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, you good. We're just trying to edify. I mean, I can see, you know, something's resonating with you. You know, so.
Yeah,
you know,
been out for a minute too.
Like this is the gospel of the Gentiles. So, you know, the thing about it is you had Israelites that were scattered. Matter of fact, somebody get that scripture in Deuteronomy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To show you.
Yeah, and might want to pull up a picture of Blake Griffin too, shit. You know.
Yeah, you know, because we'll show you because
Yeah, why
throughout
not?
the process of time,
But now I'm more die.
the people on this sign, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they were scattered throughout the world. They laid their seed among the women of the other nations so their children would come out with a lighter tone. So we're not saying that, you know, you're not our people, but we're trying that spirit. So matter of fact, bring it out, bro.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 64.
And what was your name again, Mike? Scott.
This is Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right.
And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right, so Scott, a curse that befell the Israelites, which is God's chosen people, was the Lord was going to take his seed and scatter them among all nations. Okay? And by doing that, when we were scattered among those nations, the men laid with those women. But according to the Bible, your seed is defined by your father. So let's say me, for instance, let's say I have a child by a woman that looks Korean. Okay? That child is going to come out and have some physical features that look like Korean and some black, right? Let's say this child grows up and lays with another Korean woman.
Yep.
The child is going to look more like a Korean now because
Yep.
it's a lot more amalgamation in there. Then let's say this child grows up and has he looks like a full-blown Korean, right? But the seed will go back to what? A black one, right?
Yep.
So that's what happened in the world. A lot of people.
So they don't have salvation.
They do. That's what we preaching. That's what we preaching. Yes, they do have salvation if they come into the gospel. They come into repentance and follow after Yahweh. Yes, salvation is open. Okay? That's what the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. When he walked the earth, they spoke in Hebrew. So when he walked the earth, they called him by his Hebrew name, which is Yahweh.
Yep.
It translates into the English Jesus.
Right.
In Greek, it's Jesus.
Yep.
Okay? In the English, it's Jesus. But the original text,
Yep.
on how or the original pronunciation of the Lord's name is Yahweh.
Yep.
Okay?
Because if you wanted Jesus in the Old Testament, it'd be Joshua. And Joshua pronounced Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
So boom.
That's what the English means. He's a leper. Okay? So from there, let me get Numbers 1 and 18.
I got it right.
Yep, bring it up. Whoever got it.
You got it right.
No, to answer the earlier point, this is Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. They assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees according to their families by the house of their
So
fathers.
your pedigree, but we just still don't build on it just for the listeners as well. Your pedigree meaning the stock of the lineage. Okay, just like if you breed dogs, it's like what's his pedigree?
Yep.
Okay, it's determined by the house of your father, not your mother. So, you know, if you can go and lay down with a white woman or whoever,
Yep.
but that you can go get a black woman. Okay, whatever you are, that's what that child's going to be. No matter the woman is likened unto the earth. Okay, the man is likened unto the seed. So if you put a seed, an apple seed, into the soil is going to produce what? Tree. Okay, because we possess the gene, we have the XY chromosome. Okay, so the point that I'm making is the gospel that the Lord was preaching of the Gentiles. Okay, he was preaching it unto the scattered Israelites that were among the Greeks as well as the other nations who had taken on the physical features of those nations. He was preaching repentance unto those that were, as a matter of fact, and that also hold Acts 2:11. Okay? Anybody got something?
I got something for you.
Just bring it out, bro.
This is Tobit 13:3. Confessing before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel,
Yep.
for he hath scattered us among them.
That's right. See, so it say, ye children of Israel,
Yep.
confess him among the Gentiles, for the Lord has scattered the Israelites among them. Okay? And like I mentioned, and with that scattering, it came what? Hellenization. You ever heard of Hellenization, Scott? All right, so just to give you some insight on the Hellenization process, what happened with the Israelites, and we can find it in this book right here. I'm pretty sure the elders are going to bring out some accounts. But the Hellenization process with our people started in Greece, okay, under one of the emperors of Greece, which is known as Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay, he was one of the descendants of Alexander the Great's 4 generals. All right, he had Lysimachus, Cassander, Ptolemy. Antiochus Epiphanes came from the Seleucid Empire. He was a king. All right, when he took reign over Greece, he took reign over the I believe it was the northern part of Greece, the Levant, which was modern day Syria. Okay, the southern part of Greece, or the southern border of Greece, was known as the Ptolemaic Empire, which was down in Egypt, the Egyptian, northern Africa, that land. Okay, so what happened was when Antiochus Epiphanes took power in Greece, he came out with a decree that all of the Israelites were to leave their laws and follow after the laws of the Greeks. And by doing that process, it was very strict. They couldn't circumcise.
Yep.
They couldn't sacrifice. They couldn't practice none. Yeah, they had to sacrifice period. They could not do none of the biblical ceremonies or customs to water brother. They could not carry those out in Greece. And what happened was, over the process of time, the Israelites became amalgamated to Greeks, and they became what's known as the Gentiles. Okay? So now we're going to break it down in the scriptures. Oh, no, look, listen, Scott, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. We give you some understanding. Okay? So, what I had called for? Acts 2 and 11. Acts 2 and 11. And then, Kosh, you got that account, bro?
Yeah, I got that in.
Or whatever brothers got. I already know y'all holy. All right, so let's get into Acts 2, bro. And Scott, follow along by all means.
Book of Acts chapter 2, and verse 11. It says, Greeks and Arabians.
I'm sorry, Ephesians. Select. I said Acts. I mean Ephesians.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
I can bring out the word pedigree.
Let's get it.
All right. Pedigree, as the elder asked for, the definition is the account or the record of one's ancestry, right? And to the elder's point, if I can bring out one more scripture about Prashant, all right? Because you look like a so-called white man. But we teach that it's not about your complexion, right? It's about your lineage. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 12, verse 9. And it reads, My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. As the birds round about against her, come, these assemble all the beasts of the field come to devour. You see, the Lord is saying to the prophet Jeremiah that all of us are not enslaved like right? And then the elders talking about wanting to lineage, their pedigree, goes back to
Right. You say you don't?
Yeah.
Good.
Why?
No, that's a fact. If you know your history, then you ever heard of Caesar Borgia? Well, that's who that painting is of the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus. He was painted by Rodrigo Borgia.
My grandmother grew up collecting those paintings, and so they're in her house, so I collected them. When she passed away, I got like 5 or 6. And I knew all along, growing up, that Jesus didn't look like what Jesus did, but they're just nice, whatever. It's just not family.
Yeah. Well, I got family from Alabama.
Life is a vapor. I promise you guys. When you start preaching these things and talking about these things and bringing up political things and political figures, I'm telling you, like you talked about time, okay? Jesus is not thinking that every 4 years, do this president, do this president, do this president, okay? I'm just telling you, if you stick to the basics, don't bring up politics, because God wasn't about politics. I'm telling you, Jesus, all right, was sacrificed. Okay?
Now I'm
So do you spend much time
I'm sorry.
going out with friends
I'm
and
sorry.
stuff like that when Steve's away, or
Well, he
dealt with the governors.
Absolutely, yeah, he brought it up. Yes, he brought it up. Yes, I agree with you. 100%. Man is what infected this earth. Man. I'm man. I was born into sin. I was born bent. I was born to say mine, not yours.
Yeah.
Okay, man, all men, from all lineages and all races. And so I just say, man, I like listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. Man, God, I wish I was out here like this, preaching about Jesus Christ.
Well, you know what? It will.
I'm not ignorant about Jesus Christ.
But listen, we're not saying that, but then, you know,
Yes, sir.
remember,
And I'm not
scripture-
racist at
No,
all.
I never said that. You know, but remember, I want to say this, Scott.
Oh, I'm
Remember,
sorry.
the scripture says, "Study to
I'm
show
saying, yes,
yourself
sir.
approved,
Yes,
right? Dividing the
absolutely.
word of truth." So you do have to go a little bit more deeper into the text to draw out the true sense, because the Bible is just not centered. No, definitely. But then you have the prophets that have to give you the sense of what's being written, because I'm pretty sure a lot of things that you're bringing out, you've never heard it in your life before, but it's in the Bible.
Right.
Okay? We're bringing out precept. Matter of fact, somebody hold that Isaiah 28 about precept upon precept, because we don't speak the Christian record. We actually study the text. We go into the Greek. We go into the Hebrew. We go into the historical secular documents.
I also think the first disciples weren't educated. They weren't professing fishermen. They weren't educated. It's how you guys seem to be over me, okay, on the scripture. What Bible is that right there? What Bible is
That's
that?
King James.
Okay. Just being sure. I just want to be sure. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
That's all I'm saying, guys. Christianity is a simple calling on man. He walked up to those disciples on the beach. He said, "Hey, come follow me." He asked for something that we very well. So getting away from race, getting away from genealogy.
But you have to live the genealogy according to the Bible. You have to. There's no way that you get around that, because the Lord chose a particular lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember what I said earlier, and I was quoting Matthew, the first chapter. Matthew 1:21.
Yeah.
It says, "Call Jesus." I'm just going to say that.
Yes, sir.
We call Jesus came to save his people.
Yeah.
That's why you have to read up from 20 all the way from verse 1 to 20 to understand who
21.
his people are. So it does matter.
The genealogy, yeah, the stuff we skip through.
Yeah,
The first 15 verses of all these chapters throughout the Bible.
You gotta.
So begot so, and so begot so, and so begot so.
Up until now.
All the way, yeah, still matter,
And
yeah.
all that proves is that we all came from the same person. We all came from the same.
Well, we all came from Adam.
Well, second Ezra, second Ezra.
I'm glad you said that, Scott. When you read the Bible, you're gonna start to see how the Lord, even though he starts to divide, he starts to move things around.
Oh no, you good? Yeah.
This is. Can I say something too? Because like you mentioned in Matthew the first chapter, it says that he came from this.
Yes, sir.
In the first chapter in Matthew, and then also in Luke, I think the second chapter, it mentions Arphaxad. It mentions Peleg.
Peleg, yeah.
You know, it mentions. I think Peleg means to divide.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where it actually happened. Esau came from Isaac. You know, but when you talk about these people, Esau didn't come from Jacob, and that's who the Lord chose. So it does matter.
You guys are right.
Yeah.
Yes, no matter what I see,
Bring it out. Bring it out. real quick.
Second Ezra 6 and verse 54.
You said we all came out the same person. That's true. But just because we came out of that same person does not mean that all people are elected or chosen to be delivered. Go ahead, bro.
Second Ezra 6 and 54.
Yeah.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all creatures, of him come we all.
You're right.
So we all? Yes.
Go ahead.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Right.
Showing separation.
So who did the Lord choose according to the Bible? He chose Israel. That's just a fact. All right. And there are 12 tribes. They're not just Jewish. Okay. You have the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Levi, the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben. You have Israelites that are still here on the planet Earth today, that are being called Seminole Indians, that are being called Native American Indians, that are being called African Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans. these are the ancient biblical Israelites, and it's been proven not only through biblical texts, but also through historians. Secular top historians have concluded that the ancient Israelites today would be the American Indians and the Hispanic indigenous Hispanic tribes and the African Americans. Those are the Hebrew Israelites, and that's the chosen that the Lord said came from Adam, right?
Yeah, I got super quick.
And then,
Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 24:8. It says, "So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, that He that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, Let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thy inheritance in Israel."
So the Lord's inheritance, meaning the inheritance is what the Lord is going to give to you. It's to who? Israel. So the promises, the kingdom of heaven, the salvation, all of that is going to be strictly Israelites. If you are not an Israelite, a Hebrew Israelite from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, I can't say that you are. I'm not going to say that you're not. Okay, that's a spiritual thing. The scripture said that try the spirit to see whether they are the spirit of God, which I can kind of get that spirit that you might be Israelite.
Your genealogy is done.
No, it's by the spirit. It's spiritual.
By the Spirit. Ain't in Romans 8:16.
Spiritual. But the spirit bear witness with our spirit.
Yep.
Okay. So go ahead, bro.
Verse 55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people,
So the other people that came from Adam that you spoke about, right? So
which also come of Adam,
right?
thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
This is in the Bible. They are what, bro?
They are nothing.
But what?
But be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So this is how the Lord sees the other nations. The natural, the seed of the other nations. Now you have, like I said, you have Israelites that took on the physical features of those nations. They may have the slanted eyes and the hair texture, the skin color. They may speak the language. But on their father's side, like we read in Numbers 1:18, their lineage going all the way back on their father's side. They just keep going back. Generation after generation. If that seed goes back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then that is a Israelite. And that is the mystery of the Gentile. That's what Jesus Christ, or Christ, which his name is Yahushua, was preaching. And that's what he was telling Paul and Peter to go and preach to. It was the outcasts of Israel. It wasn't those that were of the circumcision, that were of the commonwealth, that grew up, like the elder said, that grew up doing the sacrifices and the customs and the rituals, going down to Jerusalem for the Passover and for the Pentecost and things like that. It were the Israelites that was just straight up and down Greeks.
Right. Well, even still, like you said, you got to read Acts the 2nd chapter, because you start at verse 5 on down. Everyone came for the Pentecost, came back, but from where they were living in their own country, when they started talking, every man heard it in their own tongue from where they lived. So meaning they were probably looking like that, but they knew they were Israelites.
Because the gospel had went out. Remember, there was a great obedience to the faith during the time of Paul's ministry, because of the miracles and all the things that was happening in the world. A lot of the Israelites who had taken on the Greek and heathenistic ways were coming back to the knowledge. And that's what's happening now. It's the same exact thing happening in these times. So what's that other scripture I had asked?
What, Ephesians 2:11?
Yeah, Ephesians 2:11. Okay, read that, bro. Ephesians 2:11. Yeah, but you put the sword, bro.
I got it.
Yep.
Ephesians 2:11. Remember, wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles.
Right. So it says in times past, we were Gentiles. For instance, before the Lord revealed his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding unto us, we were calling ourselves Black or African American. But where is that in the Bible? How are you going to be African American when Africa, the name Africa goes back to
so-called white,
That's why we say so-called, because that's the modern day name. But the biblical names, the Lord, saints were Israelites, Edomites, Moabites, Canaanites, names of fathers, names of the
Fathers.
Right? So it said Read that part again.
Ephesians 2:11. Wherefore remember that ye being in times past Gentiles.
Right. So if I rewind for you, or in time past Greeks, okay, they would call themselves Greeks. They were in the past. They thought they was Greeks, right? Go ahead.
Yep. Ephesians 2:11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh.
Right. So the argument that was happening back during the time of the ministry was the circumcision. Those who knew that they were Israelites wasn't receiving those that were not of the circumcision. Okay, they were like, no, they Greeks. They got the Greek toga. You know, they eat swine. Like they can't be Israelites. That's why I said they were called uncircumcised by the circumcision. So those that knew that they were Israelites was having a hard time understanding how they could be Israelites. Okay, go ahead.
Ephesians 2:12. That at that time you were without Hamashiach, says Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
Being what?
Being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel.
So they were alienated from the practices of the Israelites. Go ahead.
And strangers from the covenants of promise,
right?
Having no hope and without God in the world.
If I may say, he said the commonwealth. That's like the commonwealth of Israel. So commonwealth is like citizenship of Israel. So that's what that commonwealth is saying. So alienated from that citizenship of Israel. You got it.
And I want to say too, you know, you got to be careful with the Christian doctrine, because these are the loopholes that they don't.
Right.
Literally, they have most Christians you're taught to repeat what they tell you in the pulpit. You're taught the parrot language. But how do you explain this? They don't go into this.
Right.
Okay. The Gentiles were not just Greeks, but the word was going into the Greeks because they was the Greek Empire. But then the word has spread and it went throughout all the coast. Asia Minor, it was going all over the place. But originally it was to the Greeks because the Greeks was right there. Okay, and that was when we broke down the Antiochus and the Hellenization. A large part of the Israelites turning into Gentiles was the decree by the king saying that they cannot practice their customs in Greece. He wrote a letter and he sent it out, and if anybody was caught following the customs of the Israelites, they were
put to death.
Babies, women, whoever. So it was very strict, you know. And then through the process of time, what happened was during the Greek Empire, you still had those that were of the circumcision that they were tribute. So if they wanted to practice the custom and culture, they had to pay tribute to the Greeks. But for the most part, a lot of those Israelites was gone, man. Okay, go ahead, bro. Back in
Ephesians 2:13. But now in Hamashiach Yahushai, ye who sometimes were far off are made nigh by the blood of Hamashiach.
Right, because that's who the Lord shed his blood for. Okay? It was specific. It was for a specific nation that blood was shed. It wasn't for all nations that he had to lie with.
That's the spirit. I'm right there with you in Acts 11. This is the book of Acts, because when you said those are far off, Acts came to mind. This is Acts chapter 11, verse 19. Now they, which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that arose about Stephen, traveled as far as Phoenice and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but the Jews only.
See, that's who the word was going. This is the New Testament. This is who the word was going to. The same now. The word in the latter times that's going out to is going out to Israelites. Okay, so if you receiving this, you hearing it, that's because the Spirit is bearing witness with your spirit that you probably Israelite. You probably never knew this.
Yeah.
We never knew this.
Man going to the Lord.
Like,
Yeah.
wow, this make a lot of sense. And then when you start digging deeper into that treasure box of knowledge, not to put my business out there. I've been doing this for 17 years. So imagine the amount of information that I've acquired during that amount of time, preaching and studying, doing lessons and live streams and videos. So it's without a shadow of a doubt, this is the gospel. This is the doctrine. Okay, so that word has went out to the Jews. So if you're hearing this, 9 times out of 10, you probably go back to one of these. Your seed on your father's side probably go back to one of these men.
Yeah, Romans 8 and 16. Yeah.
And it ain't about being a white American or a black American. Those are just the titles of names that's been placed on us under this system of democracy. But prior to America being established, your father was called something else. He's probably called a Spaniard. He's probably called a Native American. Who knows? But then, down the line, one of your forefathers probably slept with a white lady, and then that child slept with a white lady, and then boom, y'all came out in Alabama, living like that. But on your father's side, if you go back and trace your lineage, you probably come out of one of these men, because that's the only way you can get this gospel. Because that's who the gospel is for.
So you think we didn't come out of any of that tribe? Not everybody came out of these tribes.
No, everybody in the earth.
Yes, sir.
Because you still have the other nations. You have the Edomites, the Moabites, Amalek. You have a table of nations. And then you have the chosen lineage of all people on the earth that's scattered.
No sense in mission work around the world.
Definitely. Well, we got brothers everywhere.
Yeah.
The internet exists.
Yeah. And the internet. But we have brothers all over the world. We just You good. We here to teach. Go ahead, bro.
Continuing on, verse 20, and some of them were men of Cyprus and Cyrene, which when they were come to Antioch, spoke unto the Grecians. As the elders was going to the Grecians, how we became Hellenized. We're Israelites who are Americanized.
That's it.
Technically, we're like the Israelite forms. Let's speak English. Continuing on, which spake unto the Grecians, preaching the Lord Yahweh Shai, and the hand of the Lord is with them, and a great number believed and turned.
So this is happening again.
Yeah.
A great number of people are going to believe in the true doctrine, and that they're not going to always have the view that I have.
The return of Christ. What's it going to look like? Right? It's going to be
let's get out and do some.
God, he's going to be a horse. All right?
We'd like to get
Let's
a
get on his leg, right?
Nope.
No? You're going to have really good legs to have a tattoo on your legs. Leg, like that.
It goes against the law.
See what you're thinking about is say on his vesture. On his vesture was written King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He's not going to have a.
That's his clothes.
But neither is he going to be riding on a horse. That's allegorical. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you.
I appreciate it. I really do. I got to go. I got to call my kids and tuck them in. So I appreciate it. God bless you.
But look, let me get that last one for you real quick before you leave. Isaiah 47 and 3.
Yeah. Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, yeah.
No problem. Just Scott, he came out and was listening. Hopefully the Spirit open your mind up.
Sir, I love you.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance.
And the Lord's going to take vengeance, right? Go ahead.
And I will not meet thee as a man.
So the Lord's not coming back as a man. He's coming back the same way that he left. Remember how he left? In what way? The Lord.
Yeah.
But what came and got him? It was called a cloud. That's actually the first chapter. He said he was lifted up in the cloud and say, watch the angel there gave him the same way that the Lord goes back. So shall he come.
I got that.
Right? So how the Lord is going to come, that wasn't a literal cloud. Okay? There was an actual vehicle, which people call UFOs. Those are the angelic vehicles pursuant to Ezekiel, the first chapter, that the Lord is going to return to the earth in with a fleet of angels. They're coming back in what declassified documents, government documents, UFOs. Those are the angels. The detail, of course.
It's going to be spectacular.
Yeah.
You're not going to be disappointed. I'm not going to be disappointed. Whichever way it turns out, I'm telling you. And I love you guys. was great. I enjoyed the enthusiasm, and I promise you, I need to be out here on the streets preaching as well.
You gotta preach the right things.
We're such into the American dream.
I'm not.
I agree. I'm just saying we as a nation, people,
Right, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
here, I'm here for business, so I'm kind of locked down on what I can do.
Right.
It's just, I'm just telling you, God bless y'all. I love you guys.
All right, man,
Pray
thank
for
you, Scott.
everyone. I really,
Yep.
really appreciate it.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Scott.
Appreciate you,
Have a
Scott.
good night.
Working guy right here, he's wearing steel toe boots.
Verse 4 it says, as for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel.
Yeah, so the Lord is not going to meet as a man, because when you read that in Revelation, where it speaks about he was riding on the white horse, I believe that's Revelation 6 at the top. That's dealing with the way that he's coming. Yeah. All right, Scott. All right, man. No, that's dealing with the way. That's a fig. That's not a. That's literal. I mean, that's not literal. That's a metaphorical. That the Lord is coming back with power, pure power. White represents the purity. Power represents the horse, because the Lord is not. First of all, ain't no horse coming through the firmament. He's gonna be like, you're just gonna be riding on a horse. Like, first of all, what kind of horse? That horse gonna hit the ground.
Yeah, it let you know the preacher just saying
the
shit.
Van Allen belt gonna tighten him up.
Yeah.
You know, the Van Allen gonna cook that thing, man. So no, the Lord's not coming. Like that's the Christian way. No. You got it. Y'all boys got it.
Isaiah 66 and 15. So behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Yep, and that goes back to what we were reading in Luke, the 3rd chapter. You shall purge the floor, you know, with the fire. Yep. That's what's going to happen. That's how the Lord's coming back. You know, I just had a quick precept for you. You dealing with that guy. Scotty.
Scotty,
You know,
beat me up, Scotty.
Scott
Scott,
was all right.
yeah, Scott was alright, man.
You gotta shake off the,
Yeah.
But that's why. But see, that's why Jacob's trouble got to come.
Yeah, that's it. It's in the Rolodex now, though.
Yeah,
Boom.
but see, when Jacob's trouble comes, a lot of people gonna pronounce Christianity because they're not gonna have the answer. That's just gonna leave an open door for the truth. For the believers.
If I may say, I seen that guy at work as the spearheader, but he probably don't remember. But I seen him at work. No, I seen him like a couple of weeks ago when I was here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fierce.
He probably don't remember it though.
Yeah, see?
And I saw him walking with like five of his friends.
Yeah.
And he was like, and then they kept going. He was like, I gotta stay. And then you see him start coming over.
The word compelled him. Hey,
yeah.
To be honest, man, I kind of see him.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, me too. This is Romans 2 and verse 28. It says, for he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly.
Right.
Neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh. But he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. And circumcision.
Was that Romans 2?
Romans 2. Beautiful. And the circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of the Most High. And even when he said he's from Alabama, I mean, that's like, I did that. And when he said Alabama, a lot of them, you know, rednecks out there,
Yeah.
crawfish and shit.
Yeah.
You know, they be down
the bayou and shit.
Yeah, they be J too. Yeah. So, you know, that was actually beautiful.
Yeah, he was humble.
You know what? The Lord does things to glorify his name. So in order for the gospel of the Gentiles to be preached, you would have to have some people that look like that humble down to the doctrine.
Oh, yeah.
So the Lord got them out here to bring up so we could, you know, have material.
Yep.
You know, because otherwise it means the word would be invalid.
Yeah, and we made the ministry blameless.
You remember when I said like the other week, I said, because we were talking about from other camps. No, it was the live that we did. And I was like, man, really, other camps are lethargic.
Yeah.
And you don't really feel like that. You can't when you deal with someone like that, you have to be versatile. You have to
Yeah.
know how to talk to people.
Yep.
You know how to, it doesn't matter because a lot of these other Israelite camps, they look at the outward
Right.
and then automatically deem them out.
Yeah.
Because you're lazy.
They would automatically just went to, you know what? You're going to slavery. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? Right.
Because we were over there, you know, before we came in, and this buddy was like, hey, gosh, I think he might be in jail. And I told that boy, I was like, we'll find out. You know, I was like, we'll find out. And then we found out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like the scripture says, spirit bearing witness. This discernment in the spirit was like, man, that's okay. Right. You know, me,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll find out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was standing about 2 hours out this bit too.
Yeah, let's really test it.
Yeah.
Then, you know, I'm glad, you know, he kind of opened his mouth so we kind of read the spirit.
Right.
We see what was angry. You know, and really to be honest, man, if that was an Edomite, it wouldn't have sat.
Nah, they cannot sit there. Yeah.
You know, we got dismissed.
Yeah, we got dismissed.
Preaching, you know, I did that on purpose too. Y'all brothers know what to do.
Right.
You gotta throw out the white man bait.
Yep.
You understand, right?
Yeah, cause you saw we saw the example with pro Trump. You know, we saw the difference. Praise Trump.
I know this brother got one real quick. Go ahead.
I don't know if brother they heard that out of his mouth real quick. He said shaker.
Oh yeah.
I looked it up.
Shaker's last name Shaker.
It's the surname is Schaefer. It's the surname Schaefer is of German origin, meaning steward or bailiff, derived from Middle High German word Schaefer. It is also a variant of Schaefer, which means shepherd in German. You know, running all the way down, because you know he might be getting set up to bring in, you know, some more that might be a shepherd.
Yeah.
You know, it says this surname reflects rich cultural heritage and is linked to occupations related to shepherding and livestock management.
Oh, well, so yeah, but that's spiritual, man. You know, we scattered throughout our chauffeur. So Schaefer, you know, hey, you know, Omen could be. It's yet to be determined, but like I said, seed was planted. Now it's up to Yahushua to either water that seed or let it do what it do. There was another Israelite foreigner that came out here years ago. I don't know if brothers remember that, but he used to come out here, and I think he was changing numbers with some brothers and stuff like that. You know, but you know, it was a time for the Gentiles, even when you read the scriptures.
Yeah.
You know, at first it was to the Jew first, then to the Jew. You know, so we coming back into those times where, you know, the Lord is going to do a miracle and start bringing in these Israelite foreigners.
Yeah.
And that's going to even make the ministry more blameless, because then where's the black extremists at now?
Boom.
The scripture says, man, is the Most High not the God of the Jews and also the God of the Gentiles as well? And I forgot which chapter that is in Romans, but he's going to bring in everybody. Whoever is a part of this number, he's going to bring in, whether you know it or not.
Right.
The scripture says, in Matthew 24, it says, it should be a witness to all men, then the end shall come. So everybody's going to hear.
And that's just how it got to go. And a large following of the Gentiles came by way of the miracle.
Yep.
So, you know, be prepared for that. So, hey, if this is the year of apostates and agents, then that means that there's a lot of things that got to happen on the right hand too.
Yeah,
Because
facts.
the right hand side is not going to fall off.
Right.
It ain't going to do nothing but get stronger. So that means that there's going to be an increase in power. And we got to believe that. Because this truth got to go out hard, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of still, Yahushua said, greater things
Yeah.
than these shall ye do. You know, because I go into my Father to prepare a place. You know? So we got to look at things from a spiritual perspective now, considering the times that we're living in. And Donald Trump is on a rampage. Beautiful. I love it, man. Crank it up. Okay? None of this shit even matters no more.
No.
Just do what you got to do. Trey Young got traded. I'm like, man, do what he do. Y'all was hurt, but I'm like, I was hurt, but I'm like, man, just run it, bro. Run the play, bro. You know, we in those times, man. So we got to look at everything from a spiritual perspective, bro. You know, because we're in those times, but you got to
Acts 13:46. Then Paul and Barnabas waxed bold and said, it was necessary that the word of the Most High should first have been spoken to you, but seeing you put it from you and judge yourself unworthy of everlasting life, lo, we turn to the Gentiles.
Right.
So Lord willing, this was all edifying. We're to give all glory, honor, and praises to you.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekakodash. Shalom.